I'm so special. I'm so special, so special, so special. That's why I'm them a pretty for girl and them a taste like special. But I'm so special, I'm so special, so special, so special. Tell them me no fear, two-faced expression. If you know, dirty mouth can't chase nor they tell the same thing. Jackass even at the swine for. In pharmacy too much, that them blind for. One plate of food them sell out mankind for. Yes, you have your answer with the bag of bad mind. Besides, set them got to work, so them want me shine for. Biggie them want, with them a mix me in a for. Are the same thing. Rise him 9 for. Every don't you work, just shall show them a sign for. Cause Jah make you special. And so special, so special, so special. That's why them a previous the girl and them a chase like petal. But Jah, I'm so special, I'm so special.
I'm Brian Anderson. Here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sidelines, we've got Allie LaForce. And when people talk about the future of this league, Stan, both of these teams are often mentioned.
Yeah, Brian, we're getting a glimpse of what the NBA will soon look like. There are some great young players up and down these rosters. These front offices have done great jobs.
And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
On defense, the Trailblazers. Pass to Middleton. Pirtle with the ball. Deflected! Now here's Murray. Hachimura outside. Back to Murray. Shot clock at 5. Pirtle grabs a miss. And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, and Henderson has got some hops for sure. You cannot let him get to the rim.
Pass to Capella. Fontecchio outside. To the inside. Hachimura takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Markkanen. A reliable offensive contributor, putting up almost 14 a game. Charity stripe shot. And that one's good. Middleton.
Yeah, that's butter. I mean, Middleton with one of the smoothest jump shots in the league.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Moments ago, Greg Popovich and I were able to chat, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
Oh, a beauty. Aggressive move by Middleton. Slamming it in to make a statement.
Well, Coach, Lauri Markkanen, it's been an interesting study to watch his game continue to improve every year.
Yeah, it certainly has, Brian. You know, he was a complimentary player for quite a while, and then finally has developed into a primary offensive threat, and he has thrived.
Now here's Henderson. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game.
So good to see Markkanen using force on his finish.
Here's Murray. And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Turtle with the block. Henderson with it to the middle. And out of bounds. San Antonio will have it.
Hurts to see that kind of mistake. Coach is going to be on him about that one.
And here's Smart. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 4-point game. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Smart, left side. Capella in the high post. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. They kick it out to Murray. And the three-pointer goes.
Well, you know, one thing that makes Murray a great player, he can score with or without the ball.
Henderson drives in. Middleton from the outside. Hachimura with a rebound. Here's Murray. An important role in this offense, averaging around 12.5 per game. Here's the floater. On the wing, Hachimura. 6 to shoot. Spurs need to get one up here. Shoots it from the high post. Nice jump shot. Hachimura's gotten his second bucket of the game.
A smart decision maker with a versatile skill set. Hachimura always takes the shots that he's comfortable with.
Pass to Pirtle. Now Markkanen. Another shot. The shot by Pirtle, no good.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
It's stolen by Henderson. Now the Blazers moving it up. And he jams it home with authority.
Yeah, just a stunning play by Henderson, speeding away all on his own.
Now Murray. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And Grant, DeJounte Murray, a bit of a throwback player. He's comfortable attacking at all 3 levels.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he does a lot of work in the mid-range for a guard. He's very comfortable with any shot on the floor. Not shy about putting up a ton of attempts if that's what's needed.
Stan, one of the most impressive streaks in sports history, the San Antonio Spurs, one of the smallest markets in the NBA, making 22 consecutive playoffs.
Yeah, and Brian, there's nothing that I respect more than consistent success year after year. I think it's harder than having that one great year. What San Antonio did in those years is incredible.
And they had a great sideline reporter out here, too.
Good-looking guy.
Goes up on the baseline. Misses another. Just 1 of 4 from the floor. Henderson with it. Checked by Murray. Henderson, right side. Middleton outside. Here's Whitehead. Three-pointer, no good. And Greg Popovich has called timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. teams changing it up here.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Lowry. To the paint. Here's Aldama. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
And look at how well Aldama moves. Setting the screen, but then quickly moving into scoring position.
Three-pointer Kispert on target from range.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Lowry, right side. Outside Love. Three-pointer. Gets the three to fall.
Well, you could see Love getting ready to tee that one up. He was looking to answer.
Now here's Henderson. From deep, Johnson. Another three for Portland.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
For three, Lowry.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
And he lobs it up top. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. San Antonio trailing here. Alexander Walker with it. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Pass to Love. Outside, Alexander Walker. 5 to shoot. Richards pulls it in.
They've been just a little bit better on the glass so far, showing their tremendous work ethic.
2 minutes.
Henderson drives in. The three ball. And that's good. Corey Kispert for three.
3.
Kispert's got 6.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Lowry. And that'll be San Antonio's ball as it goes out of bounds. Spurs able to keep the possession. A big group substitution here for Portland. Outside, Alexander Walker. And the call will be against Andrew Nembhard. That's his first foul.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
14.
Minute 32 left in the opening quarter. Pass to Lowry. Outside Love. Launches it. And it's Portland with a rebound. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Markkanen outside. Clock at 6. 4-3. Love grabs the miss.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Outside, Alexander Walker. 43 seconds left in the first quarter here. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they'd like.
And I really can't see why they wouldn't.
George feels it out a bit. Pass to Markkanen. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Markkanen's got his second basket on the night.
And that high arcing three. Markkanen is deadly from that corner spot.
Bay outside. Inside. Out to Lowry. Can they get it? The rebound by Markkanen. Here's George. That'll count. And that's not going to go. This is at the buzzer. And so the first quarter is in the books. Trailblazers out.
22.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Simone Fontecchio, a name some may struggle with, but as well as he's played, get to know it. Actually, his teammates nicknamed him Tech. He said, when I first got to the NBA, they started calling me that, and I was like, guys, I don't like it. No one's ever called me that. But then it stuck to me. Now I like it. Brian?
Yeah, now you have to like it. All right, great story, Allie. Here's Hachimura. Pass to Fontecchio. Fires in the triple. Fontecchio's got his first 3 points of the game. Now George. No made baskets yet. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Spurs. Spurs trail by 4. Outside Murray. Fontecchio outside. Down low. Now the Blazers on the move. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on. They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Pass to Nembhard. Outside, Williams. Sends it home from three-point land. And now a 10-point Trailblazer lead.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
And here's Murray. Kicks it out to Smart. And so the ball out of bounds. Smart touched it last.
Yeah, not a great pass there. You got to be on the same page as your teammates.
Trailblazers lead by 10. Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves. But that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Here's Smart, following the bucket by the Blazers. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. A shot to stop the run. And once again, off the mark by San Antonio. Now here's George. Still without a bucket. It's Middleton on the wing. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Smart with the ball. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. Outside Murray. The three is up. Got a piece of it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Chauncey Billups calls time out here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. And Kyle Lowry is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
San Antonio on D. Down by 15. Here's Markkanen. And too long on the shot. And it's Lowry with the ball for the Spurs. After this one, they're off to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. To win the drought. Knocks down the long J. Alexander Walker's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Now here's Middleton. 9 points in the game.
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Here's Shepherd. He's averaging about 6 points per game. Shot clock at 6. Inside. Here's Bay. And the layup falls. Bay's gotten his first bucket of the night.
And we see Bay's game evolving over time, including being more aggressive inside.
Markkanen sets a screen. Middleton outside. Beyond the arc. Pass to Markkanen. Now here's Henderson.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Shepherd. First personal foul. Third team foul.
Markkanen sets a screen. The 3. And, Coach, it seems there's a move to cut out some of the cheap fouls in the game. This notion of, if you wouldn't call it on the playground, why do you call it in a game? You'd like to see where it's going?
Yeah, look, there's sometimes where I think we'd get a better game if the players do what they did in pickup games, Brian, and just called their own fouls. A lot of these cheap fouls would cease to exist. I think there's just got to be a better recognition from referees on what really impacts a play and what doesn't.
Now here's Henderson. Middleton from the outside. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
Shut out from beyond the arc in the first quarter. He's now got 2 for the game.
Right side, Alexander Walker. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Henderson scanning the floor. Here's Markkanen. Gets it to go from the corner. Markkanen's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Just a great setup for Markkanen. All he needed to do was shoot in rhythm.
Screen by Capella. Here's Lowry. Oh, rejected by Pirtle. It's Middleton on the wing. Fires the 3. Capella with a rebound.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Lowry outside. Pass to Capella. Pirtle grabs a miss. Now Portland with it. They're on a 16-5 run to the paint. Outside for Henderson. And Scoot Henderson picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far.
Well, you can live with that turnover because they've been very careful with the ball up till this point.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Pass to Capella. No one near him. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
To the inside. Back to Henderson. Let's go with a 3. San Antonio with a rebound. Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
And here's Lowry from the arc. By himself. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And there's Henderson, just so quick. I mean, he loves to get out and run.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Now here's Alexander Walker. They need this. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That's on Jakob Poeltl.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. So it's Portland now. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Oklahoma City, where they'll face the Thunder. It's the second game of 3 on the road. Pass to George. Again, the miss by Portland. Spurs trail by 15. Šarić outside. There's a screen by Love. Six on the shot clock. Fontecchio with the ball. Guarded now by Williams.
He just couldn't overcome the perimeter coverage. Shut him down.
It's George with the drive. To the middle. Kispert. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Kispert's got 8.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Hachimura outside. .103 left to play in the first half. Fontecchio's shot is off. Trailblazers lead by 17.
Get there.
Outside Johnson. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's on Dario Šarić. Portland shooting their second attempt at the line tonight. Well, Stan, he was a 5-time All-Star. Chauncey Billups, just 1 year as an assistant before becoming a head coach.
Yeah, but Brian, Chauncey Billups was a guy that even when he was a player and then as a broadcaster, always thought like a head coach.
Out of bounds, it'll be Portland's ball. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambling.
Pass to Kispert. Hachimura with a rebound. Here's Murray. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Trailblazers, up 19. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Portland leading by 19. Here's Edwards. There's the triple. Love grabs the miss. And the foul on Patrick Williams. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Murray from outside. sinks the tray. Murray's got 7 points.
Well, Murray's ability to hit the three makes their offense that much more versatile.
Nembhard outside. Shot clock at 6. Williams from long range. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
They really rely on Murray as a shot creator. He makes a conscious effort to keep everyone involved.
Henderson outside. Pass to Williams. Throws it up high. And stolen by Murray. Oh, and a fast break for the Spurs. And Scoot Henderson picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
Now here's Alexander Walker. He's got 5. Pass to Murray. Aldama right side. Clock at 4. Hachimura with the ball. Middleton covering. Here's Aldama. Pirtle grabs a miss.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Henderson outside. Pass to Pirtle. Soft touch off the glass. Pirtle's got his 2nd bucket on the night.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
And here's Alexander Walker. Outside Love. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Henderson.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
He certainly would. Thanks, Allie. And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
Once again, fans, let's give a big hand to your...
Here's Henderson. 6 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. With the drive. Second chance shot. That doesn't go either for Henderson.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Now here's Lowry. Still no points. Here's Capella. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It goes on Patrick Williams.
Well, Capella's shot his fair share of free throws. Not his expertise at this point.
For close to a decade now, Stan, Clint Capella has been a double-double machine.
Well, Brian, I think the key to Capella is he knows who he is. He's a great rebounder, rim runner, and shot blocker, and then he doesn't force things offensively, and that's why he's had one of the highest shooting percentages in NBA history.
KYG, know your game. San Antonio with the ball. Portland making their last shot. Screen by Capella. Down low. It's blocked. Henderson outside. Johnson on the wing. Williams from long range. Gets the 3 ball to go. Williams has got 9.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Now Lowry, yet to see a basket. Pass to Smart. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Here's Henderson, and so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. That'll belong to Kyle Lowry. And growing up in California, Stan, when did you first fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, Brian, my dad coached for a long time, and I just remember going to his practices and going to his games. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the game.
To stop the run, can't hit that one. And so Henderson will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Pass to Kispert. This one for three. Capella with a rebound. And here are the Spurs now. Here's Smart. Oh, and Johnson with a block. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Pass to Capella. Now here's Fontecchio. Defended by Kispert. A nice shot by Fontecchio. He has 6.
Too much space on the perimeter. There needs to be a little more energy from the defense.
Kispert outside. The three is up. Rebound by San Antonio. It's Smart on the wing. No points so far. Back to Lowry. Launches a three. Sinks it from distance.
Lowry can be dangerous from deep. The defense has to guard him better than this.
Pass to Johnson. From outside, off the mark. Spurs trail by 20. Fontecchio up top. Out to Lowry. Three-pointer. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
And this offensive surge is just what they needed right now.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's George. No points yet. Pass to Nembhard. Here's Markkanen. From deep. Nails it from 3. Markkanen's got 10.
Yeah, look, you know Markkanen has this kind of range. That defense has got to get out on him.
All right, Stan, what's your take on this very youthful San Antonio Spurs roster?
Well, Brian, they've got the guy to build around. They're very exciting to watch. They've been gaining momentum. They're coming together as a unit, as a roster. And look, this team's got a chance to be very good together. Well, Markkanen is just such an effective scorer. He makes the most of his opportunities.
Lowry surveys the D. Pass to Love. Fontecchio with the ball. The rebound by Nembhard.
and their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Markkanen outside. Back to George. The three. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And I want to see Markkanen continue to shoot from deep because he's a quality sniper with impressive range.
Smart right side. Fontecchio outside. And that's a foul called on Jakob Poeltl. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. 14 foul.
1:24 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Aldama. Will it go? And it's blocked.
Well, that's a great job by Markkanen. Using his 7-foot frame. You forget how long he is.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Now here's George. He's scoreless. Markkanen outside. Fires it. Rebound by San Antonio. And here's Aldama. Shoots over George. Boy, clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Aldama's got his third basket of the night. George outside. Pass to Middleton. There's the three. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Middleton's got 15 points.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now here's Aldama. 6 points for him. Goes back up. And the layup good by Smart.
Well, that's one of those hustle plays Smart is famous for.
George outside. And George with the jam.
Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers, already up 26 points as this quarter ends. Their defensive efforts have paid.
70.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Lowry with it. Aldama outside. It's Smart on the wing. Out of bounds. It'll be Portland's ball.
Into the lineup for the Trailblazers, number 12.
And so George will bring it up for Portland. Markkanen outside. And one of the findings in a recent league report, Stan, back-to-backs, not a major risk for injury, it seems.
Well, you know, Brian, I had a player that I greatly respected tell me that his preference would be to play 41 back-to-backs during the year because then you get 2 days off in between games. That really what was harder was playing every other day and never getting a break of a couple of days. So, look, you have to play through a lot of different situations and things, but I think back-to-backs are certainly overestimated.
Interesting. Something to consider for sure.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Nimhard left side. Aldama with a double team. Markkanen from long range.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively they've still found a way to get the lead.
Pass to Love. Here's Alexander Walker. That one a tad offline, but it drops in for him.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go.
George with it, and it's Aldama picking him up. Markkanen looking it over. And Kyle Lowry is going to pick up the foul. That'll get him his 4th foul of the game.
And let's face it, they won't get back in the game with fouls like that.
Here's George. Markkanen's got room. And it falls all over the rim and in. Markkanen's got 10 points here in the second half.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Inside. It's picked off. Now Nembhard. Stan, there are lots of loud arenas in the NBA. What was the toughest place for you to win?
Well, Brian, it was against whoever had the best players on the other side.
And here's Lowry. Aldama outside. From downtown. Some solid defense from Markkanen. And here are the Trailblazers now. A great 4th quarter. Just giving up 2 points. Now here's Nembhard. Pass to Markkanen. Takes a 3. Hits a 3-pointer. Markkanen's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Another triple for him. 3 in the second half. 4 total. Keep shooting it.
They get it back.
And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the glass.
Yeah, they're winning the possession battle, and that's often what decides games in the NBA.
And out of bounds, San Antonio will have it. Both teams deciding to change it up. Timeout called, Portland. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Pass to Capella. Here's Shepard, covered by Johnson. On the wing, Murray for 3. San Antonio again can't hit.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
And they're running. Fontecchio outside. Shoots over Johnson. Fontecchio's shot is off.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Shepard, that's good.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Henderson with it. Pass to Iguodaro. And he's going for the oop here. Throw it down on the lob.
Oh, in the lob game, you don't see that many 6'2 players on the finishing end, but Henderson is a prime exception.
Screen by Capella. To the paint. There's the steal. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Johnson. Rebounded by Marshall.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Puts up a 3. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Outside, Williams. To the inside. And it's Middleton finishing it off.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
Here's Shepard. Pass to Murray. Fires from deep. And he can't get that one.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
Now Henderson. And that one is stuffed right through.
Henderson, one of the more explosive athletes in the game.
Pass to Capella. Here's Shepard. And the NBA moving to a 2-day draft. Your thoughts on the change, Grant?
You know, B.A., a lot of pro sports are shifting to multi-day drafts. And the NBA draft can be long if done all in one evening. So maybe a good choice to break it up.
And, Coach, you look at DeJounte Murray, a 6'5", do-it-all guard.
Well, Brian, he's got the size and quickness to defend either backcourt position. Offensively, he's best with the ball in his hands, but he has developed his spot-up game to help the team.
Here's Henderson, and he drives in. The shot that time not on target. And here are the Spurs now. Pass to Fontecchio from the arc. Drops in the three. Fontecchio's got 6 here in the quarter.
It's like he needed that halftime break to gather himself. Now he's starting to get his confidence back here.
Here's Middleton from outside the arc. That's a miss. Shooting 7 for 14 from the floor. Here's Capella. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Well, the truth is, when Capella gets the ball in there, teams very often try to send him to the line.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Both teams will make substitutions. Trailblazers lead by 23. George outside. Pass to Markkanen. Lets the 3 fly. Alexander Walker grabs the board. Here's Shamet. All right, Grant, do you feel that non-superstars are making the money they should?
Well, B.A., it's a topic in every CBA negotiation. But I think we're trending in the right direction. But it seems like there's always more work to be done.
Down low. Back to George. 6 to shoot. And that one's good. Markkanen's got 7 points here in the quarter.
Being Markkanen is 7 feet tall. He's absolutely an inside threat. I just love watching him capitalize from this area.
Hachimura from long range. Portland with a rebound.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Markkanen outside. Back to George. Pass to Markkanen. There's a screen to the paint.
Man, the defender really went after him.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Trailblazers?
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
Shoots a fadeaway. Markkanen misses.
Yeah, trying to get separation from the defense right there. Just couldn't get it to go.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Trailblazers.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so they'll chalk up another win and put themselves at 31 wins on the year.
And that's a sweep of the season series. It's clear who the matchup favored. They'll wish they could have seen more of these guys.
And no question this was a team effort, but you have to love how big a night this was for Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
It's Markkanen on the wing. Here's the three.
Trying to end this thing with some big threes, but the accuracy just isn't there tonight.
And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two.
Yeah, and this team wants Murray to play aggressively and get to the line more.
The first free throw is good. And Murray drops them both. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
And he lobs it up to the rim. And stolen by Murray. And stolen by Markkanen. Fires the three. Drains the triple. And here's Šarić for three. He connects.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty.
Money calling, no I'm on it. Make when she home. Might flash out and act a donkey. Baby mama kept you on me. All these broken phones make daily pull up on me. I make up, get green nails. I do it like my